Hi guys, welcome back to another Explain 12 video. It's been a while since we did one of these, but after having flown P3D for the last few flights, it was time to return to the other great sim, Explain 12. And we are today gonna be flying from. Sorry about that, my camera was messing up a bit. But we're going to today be flying from Christchurch, New Zealand, to Wellington, New Zealand, and we're flying Toliss Sky, so Fly UK, one of their Oceania subsidiary, aka the one that operates for Australia and New Zealand. And not much else to say. This is one of the freeware airports available on Explain forum. It looks very nice. Might be Godzone. I'm trying to think if this is Godzone designed airport has then been, or if it's someone else, but can't remember off the top of my head. As you can see, we have a very interesting weather, some weird texture issues, but I mean, if you look here, it looks amazing. It does look like we have, specifically around here, some nasty CB clouds, but other than that, we have a very nice variety of different weather. Some shimmering here far away, but not as bad as it used to be. The FPS are looking pretty good. We even have some AI aircraft, Air New Zealand Airbuses going around. And yeah, just overall a nice day to be out flying. We are also, probably said that already, we're flying the Toliss A320neo, which is a great add-on as well. And if we compare to the FS Labs, I would say maybe better, at least same level. A great add-on, in other words. And probably, maybe not the best one, I would say, in X-Plane. I still think the Felis 747 might be the one I prefer the most. And then you have the Hot Starter Challenger that's in a league on its own. But this one is, it's up at the top. You can't go wrong with any of the Toliss aircrafts. Specifically, that's good with the A3 19, 20 and 21 is that they have the upgraded cockpit, which the A340 and A330 doesn't have. I would fly those a lot more if they had an upgraded cockpit. Not because the graphics are more important, or they are important, but they're not crucial. But it's just, you know, it's easier to fly something that looks at least somewhat reasonable, nice to look at. I'm not that picky though, as you can see from my other videos, flying very basic aircrafts. But I think it's a design choice. You know, some of the developers have made better ones, even though, you know, maybe objectively they could be considered worse. But yeah, but other than that, in terms of the textures, the Toliss aircrafts are great. I still think the external is good enough for me. I don't need that much better of an external, and I think the interior is very good on the A320, so I have no complaints with this one. But yeah, the A340 and A330 could get an upgrade. And let me just see, I'm gonna go to our walk around and I'm gonna exit the aircraft. We're gonna go down here and I am also gonna start tracking. So we're gonna start the selected flight. Recording has started, as you can see up here. Hopefully it will go away. Yeah, it went away. I will just do a quick walk around, just to check that that things are looking fine, and they do seem. I think these real pros, they have actually a hole in them. They're not covered like this. That would be a blockage, so something to note. Any cracks on these fans? Doesn't look to be any, but you never know. In terms of the wings, anything that looks suspicious or odd? Not that I can see. Oh, and we are walking right into this. We'll go past it. Everything looks fine here. The tail, the fins, yeah, looks fine. And it's a great livery, the Topaz Sky one. I really like it. So it's extra nice to do a walk around today. And we have the sharklets. Bit modern for my taste. I do prefer the small little winglets, or whatever you want to call them. But yeah, wings looking good here, engine looking good here as well. So yeah, generally it's all looking fine. This jetway didn't work. I was not able to connect it, so that's why you are seeing me have these stairs instead. So let's go and get on board. I will remove the walk around feature. And one thing we'll check first of all is just making sure that we actually have we don't have the airport in full, but we should have the ILS at least. Well, let me see. Because we're landing at 3.4, at least we're supposed to be landing at 3.4. So let's see, that's gonna be like N. Let me see, NC. NC something, NZWN ILS. So we have this, that's good. That's the most important chart, unless they of course change our approach or change our the landing runway, which could happen. Let me just open up quickly here. We can keep the AIP from New Zealand open separately, so we have that. We can have a look at our flight dispatch. Maybe best to download the PDF itself. We are flying with kilos, so the numbers do look a bit tinier than usual. In terms of the weather, yeah, it's not a long flight. We do seem to have, I think this is turbulence, so turbulence warning. But other than that, looks fine. No CB warning. So I guess we're all good. There's no tropical cyclone. Departure is looking good. Overcast at Wellington should be fine, but we might have to use the autopilot quite a bit, maybe even for the landing itself. But let's see. I think we should be fine. I don't think the minimums are that high. 450, yeah, it could be a bit tight. But it'll be fun at least, getting to try the autopilot a bit more. We'll put on the battery. Gonna raise the volume a bit. External power. We have the nice COSP sound pack, which was a great purchase. Made this aircraft feel a lot more immersive. Not on the same level as the FS Labs in P3D, but still pretty good. I will wait a bit with those. Nav, strobe to auto, emergency lights armed. No smoking. I will wait. We don't need to do anything with GSX since we don't have that for X-Plane. A bit of a bummer. You would think they would develop something, but who knows? Maybe it will still come. Let me see now so I get this right in terms of the IKEA codes. Yeah, that's the departure one. That's the arrival one. Flight number, cruise altitude. We're flying only up to 25,000, so nothing too high. We're flying the A320neo. We should have packs of about 103. So let's put that in. Wi-Fi, boarding music. Do we have that? I do hope so. Fly UK, boarding music, and then the safety briefing we should have as well. So we'll start that. And what we then need to do is to connect with the A cars. And I think the way to do that is damn, it was a while since I flew this now, but it shouldn't be anything harder than going to init and doing the request. And then what we can do is just double check that we get the right data. So we should be flying with 50. Now it's not. Actually, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to SimBrief, quickly edit so we get the right aircraft type, aka the Toliss Leap engines. I don't think this will change anything in particular, but let's see. It might change a bit the kind of weights. So yes, we're going a bit lower actually. We're only going to 23,000. Still running on the same runway, so I guess pack X will be a bit different. Our zero fuel should be 54.5. So yeah, it actually changed. So what I'm wondering now is, can you even do that? Can you update the data that you received? Hopefully, right? Let's see, flight init, flight data link in progress. Okay, I think we should now have the right data. Yeah, it's been updated here, 23,000. This is looking correct. Same with the fuel. So we'll just apply those to make sure we have them. We'll leave this on takeoff performance, or actually what we'll do is open the doors and the different cargo stuff just for the boarding phase. Next to us we have a nice dash. Is this like a Q300 or 100 or 200 maybe? But now everything is open. We don't have any packs unfortunately, so nobody boarding our beautiful aircraft. Let's check our viewpoints. Yeah, pretty reasonably set up. We have the IRS in alignment, or aligning. And yeah, the next thing is just making sure that these are populated correctly, which they are. Going to flight plan. Actually, before we proceed with that, what we should do is fix the pilot to ADC. I'm actually gonna go and open a window just quickly because it's getting a bit warm with the computer. Okay, there we go. 4003. We'll save that as our flight number, the one we always use. And I'm going to import the flight plan to pilot to ADC. Here we can now see. I like that pilot to ADC kind of works as well as a flight planner in a way. And we're going to be landing on runway 34. Here's the nice, is it Lord of the Rings inspired? Or something. The little hut thingy at the terminal. Looks pretty cool. interesting that they have kind of built the road here at the edge of the runway instead of having it go through like Gibraltar used to have. But that makes sense. And yeah, gonna be quite a nice flight. We'll have some nice views to our left. So that's gonna be nice. Cruising altitude is looking okay. The stars and the SIDS are looking correct. So we'll just need to add the approach. We're going Umaga. So we're doing the ILS just for simplicity. And we're gonna pick the Umaga transition, so we don't, or we shouldn't have to do anything in terms of vectoring or similar, which is nice. We'll validate, and then we'll file the flight plan, then we'll connect to the simulator, and hopefully everything will work out as intended. But the famous last words are always those, so knock on wood. Okay, we're now connecting to the sim. In terms of our location, we're taking off from runway 20.
Departing runway 20.
So we're probably gonna turn to the left and then right.
500 local winds are calm. Skies clear. Current temperature and altimeter not available. Arriving runway 02. Departing runway 20. Christchurch International Airport information Romeo. 1200 local winds are
Oh,
calm.
we can remove
Skies
verbal.
clear. Current temperature and altimeter not available. Arriving runway 02.
It's not working.
Departing runway 20.
Let me see. Maybe I need to. I was certain I removed the. Let me check.
November Oscar Charlie, cleared Pier 1, squawk 3327.
Weird with the clearance delivery. Not sure what's going on there. In terms of our, or mainly weird with the 80s from the in-game. That's being weird for some reason. Well, now when I don't have the verbal ones, we shouldn't hear it anymore. So let's hope. Okay, so 1004 is the QNH. We can put that. We have them linked to just save ourselves a bit of time. Weather is looking fine. From this perspective, you can see though that there is some nasty weather around us. What we'll do is ask for IFR clearance and check if there's any changes. Skyways 4003, ready to copy, IFR clearance.
Skyways 4003 is cleared to November Zulu Whiskey November, fly the Bed Melbourne Quebec departure with the
Okay, it doesn't look like there'll be any changes.
Expect departure runway 20. Climb to 11,000 feet via the departure, expect higher clearances 5 minutes after departure. Christchurch approach on 120.9. Squawk 3141.
Skyways 4003 Heavy is cleared to November Zulu Whiskey November, fly the Pen 1 Quebec departure with the Greta transition.
I'll put this on even though it's a bit early, but
11,000 feet
help
via
me
the
to not
departure.
forget it.
Expect higher clearances 5 minutes after departure. Christchurch approach on 120.9er. Squawk 3141.
We know the departure.
Skyways 4003 aviated back correct QNH is 1004.
Any
Contact
specific
dispatch ground on
transition?
121.9er when ready for pushback. Have good one.
Greta.
QNH is 1004 ground on 121.9er Skyways 4003 Heavy.
Greta is the one, and then we have wards. So our arrival is gonna be ILS 34. We're gonna fly at least. We're planning to fly the ward 64 star. We'll do an via Umaga, and this should connect everything pretty nicely, so that's good. We have that. The inits were set, so now it's only the performance one that's going to be the key, and we'll calculate that, and then we'll get ready to to go. And here, actually let's just check that Skytrack is actually, we're pre-flight on blocks. That's good. Let's check, we have the wrong runway here. The winds are relatively correct, same with temperatures, so pretty nice weather. QNH, yeah, looking good. Runway condition, dry, anti-ice off. Let's check these takeoff weight numbers. Bit high maybe. 58.9. Gonna assume CG is okay. Configuration auto, aircon. We'll do that on. We'll calculate. So we have the data. We can open this separately, I think. Okay, I'll have it open on my other screen. You won't be able to see it, unfortunately, but no biggie. Let's also check the recording is still doing good, which it seems to be. And we'll be doing 134 for V1, 134 for rotation, and 137 for V2. Flaps is 1, so we're doing flaps 1, and we are after that doing up. So flaps 1, up, 0, 3. Flex to temp, 73, so that's F, 73. And then we have that, here you can also see it. So yeah, that should be it. I'm gonna move this one away though. We are gonna remove it as a 2D panel.
677, taxi via Charlie 1, holding point Bravo 2.
And have a look at that. Just when I put in that it's dry. Is it raining or is that
Grand Canadian, Tickles 585, Bay 21, request pushback.
Tickles 585, ground pushback approved.
Pushback approved, Tickles 581, 585.
Yeah, it does seem maybe it's raining like tiny bit, but nothing. Can we notice it on the outside of the? Nothing here. That's odd. I mean, it must be tiny rain, right? Or, you know, something. I think, you know, maybe there is a bit of rain. Let's take that into consideration. We are gonna assume it's wet. Didn't change anything though, so, you know, that's fine, I guess. Let's put this boat to flight plan. So we have that set up. We'll put these to constraint. Arc and arc. Put the range to 10. We'll start the APU master switch. Wait for that to open, or the flap to open to be exact. You can put on the Vipers. Lovely sound they make. Any flap yet? Flap, flap. Flap open, there we go. And that means starting the APU. What we also need.
Uniforms current, it changes wind 150 degrees, 6 knots, temperature 27.
We have the external power chocks. So we need to do all of those. I'm gonna check quickly pack X. Ask them to expedite boarding.
We'll see what we can do. No promises.
Hey, can we get a boarding status?
1 minute. Okay, so basically
We're
it's
still boarding.
almost done.
Let us know if you need anything.
Okay, so not that much more to to consider for now. Gonna check quickly that my inputs seem to be working on the joystick. Yeah, and they seem to be kind of reactive. I like that. I think it's set up correctly. We'll know when we are up in the air. Yeah, okay, looking good.
We're ready to go when you are.
And I'm also ready to go. At least personally. What we'll do is we'll ask for pushback. I'm gonna assume we want to go something like this. Skyways 4003, ready for pushback and engine start.
Skyways 4003 AV pushback and engine start
I'll
approved.
put on the APU
Pushback
bleed.
and engine start approved. Skyways 4003
We'll
heavy.
disconnect the external power. Remove it completely together with the chocks. Close all the doors. Yeah, seems like they are closing, just taking a bit of time. We'll also remove the ground handling. AK get everything else to drive away. Jetways or stairs, etc. Okay, they are ready to connect. Yeah, it seems like it stopped raining, so wasn't really anything material. Will be cool to test the weather radar. I did some test flights and it seemed to be good. Let's check the trim thing. Is it working? Yeah, the rudder trim is working. Grabbing the aircraft, so let's just wait for that. Yep, let's see. And we're being lifted up. Yeah, it's on pre-flight. We'll do a quick public address.
Gentlemen from the flight deck, this is your first officer. Welcome on board our flight. We'll be departing soon and we're aiming for a smooth flight. Thanks for flying and we'll keep you informed of any changes as they happen.
Hopefully no changes, but let's see. Yeah, battery 2 has drained a bit more than battery 1. We have a bit of rain again. I'll put it to slow. And I think we are ready to be pushed. We have pushback and engine start approved. Let's ask for taxi clearance, see what we get. Skyways 4003, ready to taxi. Skyways 4003, ready to taxi. There we go.
4003 AV taxi to runway 20 via
Yep.
taxiways.
Okay, it's gonna be a pretty fine taxi route.
Hold short runway 20.
Taxi to runway 20
Okay,
via
releasing
taxiways Foxtrot,
parking brake.
Alpha 15, Foxtrot, Alpha, Alpha 2, Foxtrot, Alpha 2, hold short runway 20 Skyways 4003
Light them
heavy.
up. And we are being pushed back without problems, that's good. Let's start engine number 1 as a first thing. Now I didn't do the normal, you know, checks with the fire, but they do seem to work, even though I guess you wouldn't want to test it while you're starting one of the engines. Yeah, number 1 engine is starting. It's starting, but it's a bit of a slow one with the Neos compared to the COs. There we go.
Above your head. When it is on, you must fasten your
It has
seatbelt.
ignited.
We provide extension seat belts for infants.
Victor Golf
We
Oscar.
suggest you keep
Are
your
you in
seatbelt
receipt of
fastened and
information,
visible
Victor?
for the duration of the flight, even when the sign is off.
Victor Golf Oscar, thanks. Advise PB.
Your life jacket is underneath your seat. To use it, take it out of the container.
Okay, let's see. I guess it will say available at some point soon.
Waist and tie it
And
securely
Delta.
in a
We can
knot.
once again close the wipers.
Your life jacket when you leave the aircraft.
Hopefully that should be
We
fine.
supply life cots for babies and life jackets for children. In the unlikely
Okay, it
event
does
of the
look to have
aircraft having
stabilized. We
an
get the
emergency
available.
landing, you'll need to take the protective
Starting
brace
engine
position
2.
when you hear brace,
Some nice
brace,
cars
brace.
driving around here.
We will now explain how to leave
I
the
really
aircraft
like how they kind of
with
interact
emergency.
here in X-Plane.
Move
It's
quickly to the
very
closest
nice.
useful exit,
Victor
taking
Golf
nothing with
Oscar,
you.
will you be
X-Plane is
forwarding
really
insurance
close to
or
being
calling?
really good.
As they maintain the evacuation slide, emergency lighting.
I love the fact that there's so few issues with X-Plane compared to P3D in terms of scenery stuff. That's a really big plus, even though the scenery isn't at all as nice.
There are 2 exits at the rear of the aircraft and 2 at the front of each cabin section.
Okay, what
Your
about the
crew
other
will now
engine? Do we
point
have
the
any view
exits
on
nearest
that
to you.
one?
To
Maybe
open the
not.
doors, move the handle in the direction of the red arrow.
Doesn't seem like I have one.
Doors automatically
Set
inflates
the
the
parking
evacuation
brake.
slide. The slides can also be inflated by pulling the red cord.
Okay, they are disconnecting, so soon they should be leaving us be. I'll quickly check the thumbnail. I think I got a pretty good thumbnail. Some weird stuff, but nothing too bad.
If necessary, blow into the mouthpiece to top up the air. The life jacket is fitted with a light and a whistle to attract attention.
Do we want that? We might actually want that.
Your oxygen mask is behind the
Disconnect and hand
just above
signals.
your head.
We'll
If the
also
cabin air
start
system should fail, this will
the weather radar now.
Two taxi behind, once they clear push back through.
And I've been waiting. We'll also lock the door. Arm the speed. Brake. Go to flap 1. Flight controls. Get the trim to 0.3. We're at 0.1. 0.2. 0.3. We'll check that the aileron's full left, aileron's full right. Yep. Elevators down, elevators up, rudder right, rudder left. Looking good, and no rudder issues as of now. Still some rain. We forgot though the beacon light. God damn it, I knew it was something I forgot. And seatbelt sign. And we need to start a chrono. Or I guess not all of them technically, I guess one you would want to start. Maybe at the takeoff roll, something like that. What else? We can turn off the APU bleed. We can keep pack flow on normal, I think that should be fine. Taxi light, runway turn off lights, turning off the APU. And I think it's disconnected now. Yeah, weird weather. It's raining and then it's not raining. Let's turn those off. Auto brake max. Everything else is looking good. We know how to taxi, so we're gonna release the parking brake. And get going. I think we should get moving on idle thrust, so we might need a bit to get moving a bit faster. But not a lot. It's gonna be pretty quick. Cabin check. And apart from that, we should test the takeoff config, and it's normal. So that's good. We can just go quickly outside, have a look at our beautiful A320neo, and it's looking very nice. So what we'll do now is just taxi to the runway.
Cabin is secure, ready for departure. Please note, the cabin lights will be dimmed for departure and landing. If you require additional lighting, there is a reading light on the panel above you.
Well, I'm not sure if we need it to be dimmed, but okay. We'll take that. Okay, so we're making a right turn at this intersection, and I guess this is taxiway A. Because we first took F, and then A,
Ground top end 160 for 22.
and then it's gonna be basically this one all the way down and then to the left. We have some nice one, Jetstar, and then some Air New Zealand, very lovely liveries, and then our beautiful Toliss Sky. Yeah, let's get on the yellow line, somewhat at least. Okay, based on the online flight plan, we didn't have any issues in terms of CBs, so that's good. Turbulence though, but quite high. Let's see though, I'm gonna check quickly outside perspective, because yeah, it looked like we had some nasty weather, but it might have been moving away, so we might have just about succeeded in avoiding any bad weather, which is nice. We'll take that. We don't want to fly in too bad weather. You know, we can fly in a bit of bad weather, but nothing crazy. Another Bombardier dash Q something.
447 Grand, good day, take the RFDS.
Anything else we need to consider? Yeah, lights mainly for the takeoff.
Victor Mike uniform, give way to the King Air, taxiing to the RFDS, then taxi holding point Alpha 2.
Very nice also seeing their New Zealand tag here. I guess this is their cargo facility, or cargo, probably maintenance facilities. Or possibly cargo as well, I guess. Maybe it could be the both of them to a certain extent. Okay, we are coming up on our final turn. Let's prep the lights. Let's prep also or be ready for the tower handover.
44, ground, good day, information whiskey, the only change, wind 090 degrees at 7 knots, taxi to Alpha 4, hold short, runway 15.
Okay, braking, turning.
Skyways 4003 heavy contact Christchurch Tower on 118.4.
Tower on 118.4 Skyways 4003 heavy.
We got the tower handover. Skyways 4003 ready for takeoff.
Skyways 4003 heavy winds are calm. Runway 20 cleared for takeoff.
Runway 20
We
cleared
have
for takeoff. Skyways
takeoff
4003 heavy.
What that means is that I guess we don't need that. And everything else is ready for takeoff, so we can just do kind of a rolling start.
Runway 16 clear for takeoff.
Everything looking good from the other perspectives. Reasonably good. It's a nice sky theme today. Really putting P3D to shame. The funny part is that it gets me to want to use the volumetric ones in P3D more once I see the X-plane ones. Then I use the volumetric ones and I just can't stand the fact that it's not a changing sky landscape. Or it changes, but it's abrupt. So then the 2D clouds is the way to go. And yeah, the 2D clouds are good, don't get me wrong, but you know, there's some bugs with those. Seeing texture through them, and they're not really volumetric, right? Okay, we are on the runway, relatively nicely on the center line. So we're gonna start taking off.
SRS, auto thrust blue.
And flex. SRS and a runway. Okay, and we are ready. Okay, 80 knots. We can use the rudder.
100 knots.
100 knots. V1. Rotate. There we go.
Positive climb.
Positive climb.
Gear up.
Gear coming up. Okay. Gear is up. Lights coming off.
Speed checked flaps 0. Speed checked flaps 1. Speed checked flaps 0.
There we go, flap 0. I'm gonna guess that sound is related to the beacon, or whatever they're called, the markers. Okay, we're climbing. So far, so good. Looking pretty okay from a scenery perspective.
Skyways 4003 heavy.
Climb. Yeah.
Approach Skyways 4003 heavy, climbing to 11,000 feet.
I almost needed this.
Skyways 400
Don't go away.
Good evening. Radar
You were
contact
doing a
3
good job.
nautical miles
Ish.
west of Christchurch International Airport.
11,000 feet, we're climbing. Let's go to standard. We're not in the US. Everything else is looking fine. We are climbing and things are going pretty nice. I could actually increase my graphics settings considering the good results I'm getting with this new beta. Almost 60 frames per second, relatively stable. So I'm not really pushing my hardware hard enough. But do we want it to get even warm in my room? Not sure. Not that sure actually. And I don't think some of these higher requirements or higher quality clouds are really providing that much more value in terms of looks. Okay, we are turning. A bit of a steep turn. And we are coming up on the clouds, or at least the first level.
Maintain flight level 170.
Still haven't seen anything. Up a terrain radar on 1, but nothing in terms of cloud or weather radar. Let's see when we put the range longer if we pick up anything. But yeah, thus far nothing.
Turn off larger portable electronic devices. This is also a reminder to keep your seatbelt fastened throughout the duration of the flight and do not form a line near the lavatory. This aircraft is equipped with onboard Wi-Fi. If you wish to connect to the Wi-Fi, you'll be directed to a page with a small fee for internet access. We do offer
Okay, let's turn down a bit. We were supposed to climb higher, 17,000 feet. We were given clearance to climb, so I'm gonna put that in. They do though want us to increase our speed anyway, so I think that's why they're pitching us down a bit. And we're seeing a bit of that turbulence, so I mean technically we haven't turned off the run seatbelt sign. I'm sure though Pack X might have done that for us. No, they have not. Good. Considering the turbulence we're experiencing now, probably for the best. Okay, we are climbing. Interesting though. I would think we would be able to see something in terms of turbulence. So far nothing. Now it's raining again. very jolly. Still climbing. When it becomes very kind of light, or the cockpit lights up, you can really see kind of the deficiencies even in this better cockpit compared to other payware like the Flight Factor 777. Okay, we'll turn left here.
Skyways 4003 heavy climb and maintain flight level 230.
But don't get me wrong, this is still a great plane to fly, and being nitpicky about the graphics is a bit silly in a sense. 230. Let's put that in. Let's turn. So far so good. I think it's time to turn on the autopilot. Give ourselves a bit of a break. Check what the... Okay, it's not that long. It's very short, 120 nautical miles till the airport. Less than 80 nautical miles till top of descent. So yeah, look at that beautiful New Zealand. As you can see, the clouds are looking really good, but then you have some of these tiny errors still that are kind of breaking the immersion. But I mean, without those, this would look very nice. I mean, look at these clouds, amazing. So there's still a lot of potential. Potentially that could have been the CB clouds, so we might just have missed them. Let's actually go in quickly and check if we can pick up anything on our weather radar. If we force it a bit in terms of, so if we go to manual, I will go to extreme, like max. Yeah, look at that. We're picking something up. Okay, max with no tilt. If we add a bit of tilt, might be that we still don't pick anything up. There we had some red, so with tiny amounts of tilt, there is something nasty to our left, kind of exactly. But yeah, basically it's looking pretty fine. We can go back to auto. Yeah, really nothing that bad. Okay, brake fan. Is that... Oh no, it's just that it's... thought for a second it was lit up because of the text above looking lit up. Which it is, because I have all the text lit up. Okay, we're seeing some more turbulence. Nothing too big from the outside to notice. But it's definitely there, and we can see it on the inside. Okay, let's see. We're out of the turbulence, that's good. Still have a bit of time, but not that much, so it's kind of time to do the destination data. I'll go back to performance. Approach this time. We'll solicit the help of Windy to check our let me see, to check the QNH, etc. So the Wellington info is as of now 101, temperature 17. Oh sorry, we need to put that in. Did I write it? Yeah, there we go. The wind is okay. 340 and 31 knots. But it's luckily it's gonna be a headwind, right? But it's a lot of wind. Bad overcast. Generally speaking, the weather looks horrendous at the airport, so I'm wondering if we can get a better image of it by actually going to manual scan, turning the gain up a bit and tilting it down. Maybe a bit more. Yeah, not that much being picked up, but oh well, just good to be aware. ILS 450 I guess is fine, we can put that in for Barrow. Transition is at 15,000 feet already, and I do think we can start descending. Okay, it's still almost 30 nautical miles away. The funny part is that the top of descent was already reached, according to Pilot TDC, a long time ago. So let's see what info we get here at a later stage. Yeah, here we have beautiful New Zealand. Not as nice looking with the photoreal, even though it's good. I think what's also really kind of hampering it is I don't think the mesh is as good as, for example, P3D mesh. Or default P3D mesh is pretty bad, but with the global ultimate it's very good. Let's see if there's any interesting sales. Doesn't look to be any. FlySimware seems to be having some sort of sale for Microsoft Flight Sim products, but yeah, pretty calm on the Flight Sim sale.
Skyways 4003 Heavy
Front.
expect the Ward 6 Alpha arrival towards transition with vectors for the ILS approach to runway 34 with the UMAGA transition.
Okay, expect the Ward 6 Alpha with vectors for ILS. Doesn't really make any difference if it's vectors or not. We'll be fine. Let's go back to auto with this one.
Cancel this start, turn right heading 160, vectors for left base, descend to 4000. That's right heading 160 down to 4000.
Yeah, a lot of shimmering. Yeah, the anti-aliasing, or I guess the shadows aren't the best looking as of yet. They have looked better, so maybe they're just working on something new with the beta. Okay, interestingly enough, we've just gotten the expect awards. We haven't gotten any descent clearance, which is coming up in less than 20 nautical miles, so I would hope we'll get some sort of input soon enough. Let's remove that one for now. No point having that. Looking pretty good otherwise. I really like the variety and kind of the scale of the weather in X-Plane. 2D clouds can't do it justice, so I really think they're onto something, and it does make the clouds in Microsoft Flight Sim look silly. Actually, it's crazy because I thought they looked so pretty until X-Plane came up with 12.2.
Descend to 3000.
Okay, still no news.
Skyways 4003 heavy descent across wards at or above 12,400 feet, then descend via the Ward 6 Alpha arrival with the Ward's transition to 4,000 feet. QNH is 1004 at Wellington International Airport.
Will cross wards at or above 12,400 feet, then descend via the Ward 6 Alpha arrival with the Ward's transition to 4,000 feet. QNH is 1004 Skyways 4003 heavy.
Okay, we got the descent clearance finally. 12,400 feet and then down to 4,000. We'll put in 4,000. And let's wait. We're seeing some more rain. And I think the time has come. We wanna not fall behind the aircraft. So let's check a bit with the descent how it's able to handle that. Hopefully good enough, but let's see. I know load pilots are suggesting using vertical descent to do it properly, but looks pretty good as of now. Yeah, not sure. I'm seeing some darkness here and then some light here under. Not sure if they're trying some new lighting system with the new beta and stuff. Looks pretty cool, but I'm not sure if it, why is it dark here but not here? Is there something I'm missing? There it makes sense, right? Because you can see the sky break up. I think that's some boats over there as well. Okay, we are descending to 4,000 feet. It's now about 60 nautical miles left. So not too bad. Interesting, I'm reading that the British Airways A380 is very profitable now.
Victor, roger, you're clear to drop at Queens. After the drop, make a right turn back to Fetch Bay and descend to 7,000.
Okay, getting closer. The automation of the A320 is quite nice, and it always makes me zone out a bit, because yeah, it's such a well-behaving aircraft, and you can trust, especially if you're flying the good versions such as the FS Labs or the Toliss. It's very nice. Okay, 101 we can change. We're about to come up to 15,000, so I'm gonna change that. Some beautiful mountains here. You know, the crazy part is that games, what's a good example? Witcher, for example. All these games, they look absolutely incredible. You know, Skyrim as well, back in its day, looked incredible when it came out. You can see everything, but nothing comes close to the real world. And this is not even the real world, right? This is just, you know, the photoreal of the real world, but it still looks, you know, very nice. And I think it kind of showcases that, you know, the real world is still, you know, on its own, just kind of amazing. And I guess this was the start of my climate awareness campaign. No, but but almost could be, just because we should really cherish it. And I guess people living in New Zealand probably cherish it a lot because they have very nice kind of the mountains, the fauna, the varieties is very nice. I'm not gonna complain about Sweden as well. Super beautiful as well.
We got Alpha, what's the change for Bravo, please? The only change is the temperature 25. Thank you.
Okay, we're about to get 10,000 feet. And we can see the clouds here around close to Wellington. They do look to be a bit lower. Nothing on the radar though. It is automatic, right? So you would think it would find anything if it's if there's like any bad weather. Okay, we're leaving now kind of the southern island of New Zealand on our way through northern one. Getting a lot of water thrown at us. It does look like we're a bit wet, right, as an aircraft. But wouldn't, like in these speeds, wouldn't it just kind of flow off? But I guess maybe if we're being hit by it constantly from above, and it will be a bit wet. Okay, so we're now slowing down to 250. That's good. We want to get down to 4,000 feet, which is almost at the 3,400, 2,000 feet that we should be at for the landing. Aircraft should not autocouple within 10 degrees of FAT. Which one is that? Maybe that's an abbreviation that I'm just missing. In terms of missed approach, max 185, track 340, runway center line to Ganji, 3.5 DNE. So just straight kind of ahead. And then turn right to 352 to the NTP, 65. So you can even fly this without. Yeah, interesting. And then continuing to 3000 feet, expect radar vectors. Okay. Good to know, good to know. We're continuing our descent, still looking okay-ish. Progress is saying that we're a bit high, but just tiny amounts. We should put on though the landing lights. Let's check the outside. Yeah, they're on. They do look though a bit crazy bright. I wonder if they're gonna fix that, or maybe that's realistic, I don't know. It just looks a bit weird. From this perspective though, it looks pretty cool, you know, this dark. It really looks like, you know, a storm is brewing. Actually very nice clouds. You know, for some angles it's really close to realistic, so X-Plane has done a superb job in that regard. We haven't still slowed down further. We can put on the landing system. Have that prepped. We should be at or below 7,000 feet here, which we are, so that's good. It's a bit weird how they're not kind of aligning the stars here compared to the stars here, so I'm not sure if there's, you know, maybe a waypoint missing or... Oh well. Potentially it could be the Umaga. Well, let me check actually if the approach is different in any way. No, it's basically gonna be the same. We're supposed to turn to the right. Then that will get us on track. Okay, we're almost at 4,000. Still we haven't gotten any further descent clearances. That's worrying me a bit. A lot of boats here, that's nice. Let's start to descend a bit after Mida if we haven't heard anything, just to make sure. Because my fear is a bit that they have forgotten us. Not surprising, but a bit annoying to be honest. Let's put on these lights, because I'll forget them otherwise. aka the runway turn-off lights and the taxi lights. More specifically the takeoff lights. Okay, any input yet? No.
Skyways 4003 heavy turn right to heading 165 vectors to the ILS approach 4 runway 34 at Wellington International Airport, descend and maintain 3000 feet. QNH is 1004 at Wellington International Airport.
Turn right to heading 165 vectors to the ILS approach for runway 34, descend and maintain 3000 feet. QNH is 1004.
So basically they want us to fly a bit of a smarter approach, to be honest. but I'm gonna just follow this one. Doesn't really matter at this point anyway. We are gonna make it, fortunately. And we are almost on the glide
Skyways
slope.
4003 heavy turn left.
Yeah, now we got the
40
final
descent,
vector.
Maintain 2000 feet cleared for the ILS approach to runway 34 with the UMAGA transition contact Wellington ground tower.
So far so good. Let's remember this is a pretty short runway, so we gotta be prepared. I think it's time to add flaps 1.
Tower Skyways 4003 heavy inbound for ILS approach runway 34.
Skyways 4003 heavy good evening continue ILS to runway 34 call when established on final.
This
Continue
should be a
ILS
good
runway
enough view.
34 will call when established on final Skyways 4003 heavy.
Okay, and we should call when we're established on final. Let's try to remember to do that. Easily forgotten though, unfortunately. We did overshoot the localizer though, that's interesting. Okay, let's see. Can we get back on track? Rescue these. There we can see the runway, so that's good. Runway in sight. We can probably do a lot of this manually.
Wind 070 degrees 9 knots, runway 01 right, cleared flat.
Okay, let's see. We do want to get on the
2,500.
on the localizer. Yeah, it's looking pretty good now. I'm gonna arm the localizer.
Speed checked flaps 2.
I'm gonna go speed check flap 2. Maybe a bit far away to do that, but better safe than sorry.
Speed checked flaps 3.
I think it's also time to actually go to manual auto thrust. And we almost have the localizer captured. That should be for the glide slope. Interesting. Maybe they can do it that way. But maybe they shouldn't do it that way. Maybe that's the thing. 2000. Speed is looking fine. Landing gear cabin. We want to check the cabin.
Gear down.
I'm gonna drop the landing gear. I'm gonna go to flaps full. And I am gonna take manual control over this one once the gear are down, and yeah. And I'm gonna also add a bit of thrust. Okay, let's see now. Might not want to speed up too much though. And we have crazy winds. Look at that, it's really pushing us. Should be better once we get down low, but let's check. If that's if that would be a crosswind, that's probably way too high, right? It's probably like something like 35 for the Airbus A320. Adding a bit more thrust, because we are going to be fighting hard winds. So we'll need some thrust to maintain the center line and to descend appropriately. Okay, but looking pretty nice with the photoreal, with the map enhancement, aka the ortho competitor. Okay, let's see. could never get the auto ortho to work, unfortunately. Do we have everything set correctly? We have arm stuff, we have, yeah, we know the speed. Continue. It's okay, we're within the...
Skyways 4003
within the, how would you call it? Approach envelope.
Runway tree 4.
Clear
Okay.
to land runway tree 4 Skyways
The
4003
wind
heavy.
speed has decreased by quite a bit, so that's good. Noticing it, or quite a bit, from 38 to 33, and now it's, oh, now it's increasing again. Okay, let's pitch up a bit. 400. Okay. Pitching down. Okay, this will be a bit of a hard landing. We will have to add just a slight bit of right rudder if I'm not mistaken. We're gonna land with a bit of higher speed, I think, 'cause I'm a bit afraid here of wind shears as well with the gusting wind. You can see the speed kind of going back and forth.
50, 40, 30, 20, retard, 10, 5.
Okay.
Skyways 4003.
Not sure I actually did that correctly. I did the left rudder instead of right.
Reverse green, decel.
Oh, but we kind of stopped quickly.
70 knots.
So we can kind of stop all of these. Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached our destination. The local time is 7:10 p.m. and it's currently about 16 degrees.
Can we turn out on this one? I'm gonna assume we can do that, you know. It looks tight, but probably not, you know, for a 777, but for A320 this should be fine. Oh, we forgot to do established on landing. Well, you know, we were focused. Skyways 4003, ready to taxi.
Velocity 1251 behind the landing A320, line up behind.
I'm gonna do the clear of active
Tower
first.
Skyways 4003 heavy is clear of active.
Skyways 4003 heavy contact Wellington ground on 121.9er.
We'll put that
Ground
to
on
the
121.9er
taxi.
Skyways 4003 heavy.
Flap should be open soon enough, I would hope. Nothing yet. There we go. Skyways 4003, ready to taxi.
Skyways 4003 every
Yeah,
taxi
and we
to
got
gate
the
26.
taxi to
Taxi
gate.
to gate 26 Skyways 4003
And
heavy.
now the shadows look pretty nice. So yeah, I think it's maybe just some bug. Do we want the Dasa's potato salad? The official potato salad of scenery designers, tested to be 97% safe for human consumption. Okay, someone had a bit of fun making that. This is actually very, I must say, the New Zealand scenery I have for X-Plane, that's freeware, it's very good actually. I'm very happy that I don't need anything else for New Zealand, right? I have the nice map enhancement, and then I have the nice airports. Because I have most of them basically. It's kind of the same as I have for P3D, kind of the same quality, I would say. Maybe not exactly the same, but close enough. Okay, we'll turn in this one, I think. We'll just park at the nearest gate. Not sure if the jetways will work on this one. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. We can turn off those ones. And I'm just quickly gonna jump out and check. Well, we kinda okay-ish came on the center line. Not quite as I would have wanted to, but not as bad as it could have been. Let's see if we can get the jetway to even connect from this position. Might be a bit difficult. APU bleed. It doesn't seem to be that one. Is it Sam? No, it's not Sam. Is it Open Sam? dock Gateway. No luck. Doesn't really matter in the at the end of the day. But yeah, we made it. Let's check. I'm gonna close pilot to ADC. Gonna have a check here. We're on post flight on the blocks. Things are looking pretty decent. Beacon light can go off. We can stop recording. A complete flight was detected. Submit. Your PIREP has been filed. That's very nice. So a pretty nice and short flight. About 1 hour and 20 plus minutes recording. We're now gonna be at we're now at 27.46 hours, which means that we only have 2 hours and about 15 minutes until we can fly the A321s. So that's gonna be nice, getting to fly some other planes. Let me just update the last day. What's today's date? It's 20th of October. So that's when we do fly UK. That's how I kind of keep track on when I need to do another flight. A bit hot, the brake fans, so that should be put on. The final thing we'll do is check if the replay function works. Hopefully it does. And let's maybe go a bit back. I really like the replay function of X-Plane. Yeah, it looks pretty good with the surrounding areas. I mean, not gonna say it's the best, but it's pretty nice. You can see buildings, etc. Not as crisp as P3D, unfortunately, but you know, pretty nice. Less kind of weird. I think water is a big thing, though. The water doesn't look that good. I like the P3D water. Oh, now I closed the replay one. Let's see. Seemed to work pretty well though, so we can just kind of quickly move back. Double check. Or, yeah, watch the landing again. I think it was pretty okay. Kind of at the center line. I should have used right rudder instead of left. Yeah, look at that. The wrong rudder. My god, why don't I listen to myself? But yeah, other than that, pretty okay landing. Maybe teeny bit hard. I'm gonna check. I'm gonna end flight 288. Okay, so pretty okay. 95% satisfaction by the packs. But yeah, crazy wind. Absolutely crazy wind. Luckily it was a headwind, kind of straight on, so we didn't have too many issues. But yeah, with that said, hopefully you enjoyed this short flight from Christchurch, New Zealand to Wellington, New Zealand. Flying the lovely Top of Sky A320neo for Fly UK. And if you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them down below. And otherwise, let's see what I'll fly next. Hopefully some more X-Plane, but otherwise P3D. Maybe some EL2 Sturmovik. It's been a while since I flew that. But yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to leave them down below. And otherwise, until next time, bye bye.